Fact or follow-up segment tonight, Campus Madness. A couple of examples from many. University of Vermont up there in Burlington. It was a 3-day retreat so students could confront their white privilege status. Framingham State University in Massachusetts, complete chaos there because one student had a Confederate flag on his laptop. Joining us now in Washington, Katie Pavlich, here in New York City, Kennedy. It's her own program on the Fox Business Network. Have you confronted your white privilege background?
You're pointing at me.
I point at everybody.
You didn't issue me a trigger warning before you asked me about my whiteness.
This is the magic finger right here. Once it points at someone, they become a star.
You are Harry Potter, and that is a macroaggression. I don't even know what it means to confront one's whiteness. I don't. Perhaps I'm the Rachel Dolezal of Lake Oswego, a very diverse community in the Portland area, as you know.
But certainly you were raised in Lake Oswego, which is an affluent suburb, so you have white privilege.
I don't know that I do. I have never cashed in on my white privilege.
You have never done that.
If someone,
but maybe unconsciously you have.
Unconsciously doesn't count. In the words of Sigmund Freud, unconsciousness is...
But the University of Vermont, Katie, it counts. The white privilege, 3 days. They didn't need 1 day. They needed 3 days to confront their white privilege background.
You know, Bill, to me, especially in the Northeast, confronting my white privilege is going to the tanning salon. Don't worry, it's a spray tan, so it's not going to give me cancer, hopefully. But look, you know, we're talking about this white privilege issue, and yes, it's funny and it's easy to laugh at, but I actually think it's quite racist, and I think that we have to talk about it in those terms.
Why is it racist? Why is white privilege racist? I mean, it's, the other side says if you're white, you're racist just by your privilege you have.
You're being prejudiced towards people based on the color of their skin, and I reject this idea that only white people can be racist when white students on these university campuses are now being ostracized for the color of their skin. I mean, it's out of control. You have the University of Kansas, you have students who aren't embracing the Black Lives Matter movement, so they're being run out of student government. You have presidents of universities being their careers being ruined as a result of not going with the flow of what's politically correct, and with no evidence, by the way. And it's anti-American. We're not allowed to have free speech on these college campuses. They're pitting students against each other based on race. I mean, it really is quite alarming. It is
pathetic, that's for sure. Now, in the Framingham State situation, some nutty kid, all right, has a little sticker on his computer of the Confederate flag. So, I mean, who cares? The kid's a nut, that's all.
He's a nut, he's an instigator. That's what you do when you're 18, 19 years old. That's what college used to be for. It used to be for expression, taking risks, making some enemies, and having fun. Do I think it's funny? Would I have it on my computer? No.
But would it send you into analysis?
Well, no.
Because at Framingham,
that's exactly what
they're providing counseling.
They are having counseling for people who might have been somehow affected by the bias incident. And I hope at some point they start firing.
You know, but I think that's a good thing, Katie, because no, but wait, hear me out. The counselors could maybe say, look, forget about the Confederate flag thing. That's stupid. You being upset about, that's what we want to talk about. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, well, Bill, this is the problem. And the administrators and the professors are wondering how this happened on college campuses because they're eating their own. But the professors and the administrators have created this monster through their diversity programs, through their tolerance programs, which really only allow so much tolerance to tolerate nothing at all.
She's absolutely right. They're safe spaces. They're inclusion. They're actually making it a more dangerous environment because this is nothing like the real world. And unfortunately, college presidents are running these institutions of learning like they're five-star hotels.
All right, ladies, very interesting.